right, hey guys, welcome back. We are going to be interviewing Lindsay Stead right now. I am so excited to interview her because she just had like her biggest quarter and she's having her biggest month ever in business. So super excited to have her here. If you guys are watching this live, feel free to say hi. Let me know if you can hear and see me okay as well. I wanted to remind you all that I'm doing this client interview series as a part of getting to know how it's like to be coached by me, what type of results can you expect, both in my group programs and in my one-to-one program as well. So, who is here who can see and hear me? Can you see and hear me okay? Let me know. Hey Katie, how are you? We're just waiting for Lindsay to come on. So Lindsay, my dear, whenever you are here, let me know. You can send me a comment as well because it looks like I can't see too much that's going on today. So just let me know in a comment that you're here and then I can bring you on camera. Hey. All right, Cynthia, can you hear and see us okay? Okay, perfect, awesome. And now we're just waiting on Lindsay. So Lindsay, if you are watching this, come on in. I don't think she's here yet. She just messaged me on Voxer. So Lindsay is a phenomenal business coach. She actually started off in Done For You service work, and then she realized that she really wanted to do coaching and mentorship. And throughout the past, I would say 2 months of working together, she's really grown, and I'm really excited to talk to her. There she is. I'm really excited to talk to her to see exactly what she wants to tell you guys. And everything that she has been able to accomplish. Hey guys, how are you? Lindsay wants to be in my video. Okay. Hey.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. It's still morning for me too. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Let's get this started. Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself to everyone who's watching? If anyone has any questions for Lindsay throughout this interview, feel free to put them in the comments below as well.
Yes, please do. I'm happy to answer. Hi, everybody. I'm Lindsay. I'm Lindsay Stead. I'm a business coach and mentor for female entrepreneurs, and especially heart-driven. Really, just we're change makers. We want to help people make our world a better place, make the lives of those around us a better life to live. And I mean, I don't know what else to say.
All right. And okay, so paint us a little bit of a picture of what your business was like before you started working with me and why you were just like, okay, I really need to work with Sara.
I mean, what business? So I was like brand new. I had just come out of a mastermind that I had, mapped out a program to run for coaching, but I'd never had any one-to-one clients previously. And I knew that something just felt off about the program that I had mapped out. Like I felt like I was missing something, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And I mean, I had already taken one of your courses, and then just being sort of in your community and seeing the way that you lead and your energy and your confidence and just how stable. I mean, I feel like it's a weird word, but just like you just seemed like you were just really grounded and amazing. And so I thought, okay, I need some of that in my life. So yeah, I was, and also like the spiritual piece of it, knowing that you also had a spiritual piece as I was trying to figure out what that meant to me personally. That was also a really helpful sort of like safe space for me to work through that and figure out how I could bring that into my business.
Yeah, I love how you said stable. That's such a nice compliment. Thank you. Because I love seeing that in other people as well. Like when people are constantly like dodging back and forth and like changing niches or like changing what they do, I'm like, I don't like, you know, are you going to change your mind again, you know, like 3 months after you work with me? But it is really nice to find someone who feels like they're really consistent and really, really steady with what they're doing. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you were just like so grounded in. Like I never doubted that you knew what you were doing for yourself or that you could help other people. Like you just seemed like you were just really like very level, and I mean you obviously like happy and excited and all of that as well, but I mean you just seemed like you were really present and grounded into who you were, and I knew I needed that.
Oh, beautiful. Amazing. Amazing. So once we started working together, that was in the mastermind, which is really, really similar to the rapid expansion method. And from there, what I kind of talked about, I keep on wrecking my frames here. From there, what we first talked about was, okay, this program that you've developed, you know, like based on you. So one of the first things that I kind of just got from you right from the get-go is, okay, you're a mom, you have another business already, you're also teaching, and the model that you had created for this like mastermind for yourself just like was not the model for you. And I loved just kind of like seeing that and being like, why did you decide to go with this in the first place? And you're like, well, I don't know, like I did some market research. And then once we designed something that was so much more, I feel like it had so much more ease and flow in your life, that made all the difference.
Yeah.
And really just developing that one-to-one program that we then launched, and then you started getting clients in it. Then you launched the group program, and you got like 9 people in your group program, which was incredible. Yeah. And so tell us a little bit more about, you know, like this round, why you decided to work together again, and like all of the amazing strides that you've been able to make, like just in 2021 alone.
Well, I get attached, so there was no way I was going to move on from you. But I just felt, so I mean, Sarah, you know this, but for anybody else, I've worked with a few other coaches and had worked with a few other coaches prior to working with you, Sarah. And one of the biggest differences that I noticed in working with you is how much more empowered and confident and competent that I felt. I feel like I felt like in the past, and I knew it then, but I didn't realize like how different it could be. I knew that I was using some of the other coaches as a bit of a crutch and, you know, undermining my own like intuition. And it was silly because I had already built one successful business, but then when it came to the coaching side, I was so all over the map and just didn't really have that trust for myself. And so that was one of the things that I noticed immediately with you, was that I felt so much more empowered and just like confident. Like I felt like you really brought that out of me, and because you would make comments like acknowledging and recognizing the progress that I had made in my other business and the success that I had already had. And so it was just like a continuation of that, whereas previously it hadn't always felt that way. It was more like I'm the expert, so listen to me. And so, which is also, you know, that works really well for some people. And of course, that's why you hire a coach. But for me, what I realized was that level of confidence in coming from you in me just immediately made me feel so much more competent in my own new business. So
and I love what you're saying, and one thing that I would also even correct is like that's why you hire a mentor or a consultant, is to tell you what to do. And you still hire a coach to tell you what to do, especially in business, but the difference there is that a coach, you want a coach to empower you. Yeah. You want a coach to, and this was something that my client Chas was saying, I think it was yesterday that I did an interview with her, is that you don't just want someone talking at you and being like, okay, you know, Sarah, this thing isn't working, or this thing doesn't feel aligned to me. You don't want someone to be like, okay, try this. Instead, it's so much more empowering and it's so much more powerful to have someone be like, okay, well, why? Let's talk about it. Oh, yeah. Really? This? Okay, let's talk a little bit more about this, because then you end up being so much more confident in everything that you're doing, and that confidence creates a different energy inside of you. And that energy is what helps you to manifest more clients, because then you're just like, ooh, wow, like I I am a really amazing person, right? Like I can do this. I didn't realize that this one thing that I've constantly been struggling with was actually something I was struggling with when I was a child, for example.
Yeah, totally. And you definitely helped me with so many breakthroughs around, some of my people pleasing and I don't even know what that is. Around the people pleasing, around money mindset. You helped me dig in and like realize the pieces and like the connections to my current habits and mindset, to past things that were just like such aha moments that have allowed me to really like move forward from those things so that I don't keep, as you said, even just last week, like shaming and punishing myself for things in the past. So all of that, I remember in one of our first sessions, Sarah, we did the visualization and you asked me like what it looked like, what future me looked like like as a success. You worded it better and you weren't saying that I wasn't a success then, but like my like future self. So anyway, I'm butchering this. But so I remember saying like, I feel like I just felt so free and happy and like on the beach, like my head is back laughing. And I honestly have been feeling so much of that in my life recently. And I was gonna box you on the weekend, but I didn't want to bother you with your night away, even though. So, but I was like, but like I have honestly just felt so much more joy and happiness and like confidence and just like I feel like I'm annoyingly bubbly right now. Like I just feel so much better. And yeah, like things are just
And
so much better.
Tell us a little bit more about those results that you've had like since the beginning of 2021, because I remember like we started working together again, I think in February. And from there, it was like, Sarah, I signed a 4K client. Sarah, I signed like a client who was also like, they decided to like upgrade to my VIP. Like, Sarah, this just happened. It's like, tell us a little bit more about all of those things.
Yeah, so I feel everything has just felt so much easier. I've been hitting way more financial goals. So kind of my next consistent goal will be consistent $10,000 months, and I'm really close to that already. So, I have my, I know. And so it just knowing as you know, like I went out and I bought like the AirPod Pros not that long ago, a couple of weeks ago. And I've been buying new clothes and stuff because I feel like, oh my gosh, like I finally have some extra money and I'm not tied to just like holding on to it. And I'm not scared that more money isn't coming and that more clients aren't coming. Like I feel just so much more at peace and more confident. And I just believe so much more that everything will continue. So I know that these $10,000 months are just around the corner for me. I'm by no means, I believe I will hit it this month again, and then it'll just keep going from there. So like the strategies that we're using, they're working. I'm getting on way more sales calls than I ever have before. And I'm closing more clients because you helped identify some of my gaps in my sales calls, right? And you help fine tune them. And so everything is just working so much easier, and then it's spilling over into my clients. Like my clients are doing an amazing job. I can hardly keep up with all of the successes that they're having. So it really just keeps spilling over into the next area.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited for you. And one thing that I find really interesting as well is the 2 times that we've worked together, you've always like done really, really well. But there's always been that hesitation, like right before you like hit send, like right before you're like, okay, I'm totally going to do this. Where you're doubting yourself and you kind of like have played small. And I remember the very first time that we were about to work together, you were like, I can't sign up with you right now because I just had a client back out. And there's so many people in that situation. And there's so many people who are like, actually, I can't sign up right now because this thing happened. Why, like being on the other side of that and having the sales calls and having the clients as a result of your investment, like what can you say? Like, what would you say to someone who feels like they're in that position, who really, really wants to work together, but doesn't, you know, like is feeling like they're on that place? Because I really helped you. I think that very first time I helped you with that, and I was just like, look, Lindsay, like, is there ever going to be a perfect time? Like, what would you say to someone if they were in that situation?
I would say, I know it's so scary, and especially when you feel like, I don't know, I don't have that certainty in my business. Maybe I don't have that consistency yet, but it's just so worth it. It's worth it from the strategic standpoint. It's worth it from the accountability. It's worth it from like the community and that support. I I don't regret not doing it sooner, because I feel like, you know, the timing has worked out well. Everything, you know, like I'm so happy now. But yeah, like it's scary, but do it. I mean, I don't want to sound like Nike, but do it, because it will pay. It pays off in so many ways. It pays off in your own business, in your own confidence, in your own everything, your own life. But then it also makes you, it gives you a whole new skill set that you can bring into your own clients and bring to them. And so then you're actually like, you're up leveling your own services as well. So it's an investment in your own business, but also like on both sides of it, like for you yourself personally, but also for your clients. So just do it. I mean, I have had no regrets. I mean, you know, I'm kind of obsessed with you now, and I'm like, okay, well, Sarah, you're never getting rid of me. So good times. I mean,
And you were concerned too. I remember you were concerned because you're like, you know what? Am I going to be too needy? You know, like, are you even going to like me? And I remember you being like, I'm almost afraid to invest because I don't want to bother you. I don't want to piss you off. I don't want to, you know, like be that client. What can you say now about the level of support that you've gotten from our coaching together?
I mean, I do try to be aware of, you know, your personal time, of course, and be aware of the fact that you've got, you know, a family as well. But I also, like, I've never left a call or a Voxer session or, you know, wherever feeling like, like I wish Sarah had more time for me, or I wish Sarah had done this. Like, you're always there when I need you, and I don't want to abuse that, but I appreciate knowing that, you know, I mean, that's why I hired you, right? And that's like one of the reasons that we're working together, is to have that support. So even when you have the doubts, I have enough trust in you and enough faith in you that you will be honest and direct. So if something doesn't feel right to you, that you will, you know, say something very nicely. But like, I've never walked away feeling like I didn't get what I wanted or needed from you. I often walk away being like, I got more than what I wanted or more than I needed, you know? And so I'm always so grateful. And so, yeah, just like, I feel like you take so much time and care and attention. You're so patient and understanding, and kind, but you also are like, okay, let's cut the crap and like, let's do this. It's like, for me, it's a really good balance. Yeah, reel me in a little. So,
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it.
I was going to say, like, you just seem, you know, even when I'm kind of like, oh, Sarah, I don't know, because I'm so happy right now, you know, let's just go where the wind blows me. You're like, okay, but also let's make a plan, you know, like, let's like come back and channel that energy somewhere.
Yeah, like, you don't have a quarter 2 plan. We need a quarter 2 plan ASAP. Like,
yeah,
that's what we're going to do on this session, right? Like, and just really making sure that we have everything mapped out for you. So
yeah.
I love it. I love it because, and one of the reasons why I always ask these questions is because I know, because I'm also the same way, that like, it's so scary to make a really big investment in your business, because you're just like, is this person even going to provide me what they're saying they're going to provide me? And so many of us have been burned by other experiences where it's just like, this person is like telling me that they're going to provide me all these things, but then like they don't check their Voxer for 3 days. Or
Yeah.
like, you know, I send them something and they don't get back to me for days. And I've experienced that, and it's really shitty, you know, like
Mhm.
it's not a nice, and it's not an environment where you're like, oh, I, you know, paid so much for this or this program, and, you know, like it just ended up being a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. And that's why I love, one, I love providing the support because I have the energy to do it and I have the knowledge to do it as well. But I just love doing these interviews and making sure that anyone who's watching these interviews knows that they're going to be really like full on supported.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel so cared for by you, and it's just such a good, amazing feeling. And it also, like, knowing that I have you to talk to or go to, also makes me think, okay, but do I need to go to Sarah, or can I do this on my, like, can I figure this out on my own? You know, like, I feel more confident in knowing that. And when I do go to you, I've never felt judged, or, you know, even with some of the thing, like some of the conversations that we've had about like personal or life things, like I've never ever felt like you've judged me or thought less of me or negatively. And in fact, you're often like, you know, well, just because like this one thing happened doesn't mean this is, you know. And so, you know, it's not a negative, it's not, yeah. So I mean, I don't want to like spill all my business, but you know, you know. So it's like, it's just a really nice, like, it's such a safe, yeah, it's just such a really wonderful, wonderful support. I don't have enough good things to say about it.
Well, thank you. And if anyone is watching this interview, if you want to ask Lindsay any questions, feel free in the comments right now. But
Yeah.
we are officially have the doors opened once again to the Rapid Expansion Method. We are closing the doors in 1 week. So this is your final week to join us. You can get similar or even better results than Lindsay. You can be signing on your own 4K clients, your own 2K clients, your own 10K clients, whatever it is that you want. I'm going to teach you the exact strategies that I have taught Lindsay and that I have taught all of my other amazing clients that have come on here to talk about their experience with working with me. So the link is, we put the link down below to join us. It's very, very limited because I love to keep the support high support so that you guys can get the best results as well. Lindsay, do you want to say anything else?
Yes. One other thing. I
Okay.
also was right. It was like, there was one other thing I really wanted to highlight, and about you specifically, that I appreciated. And it's that you are diverse and well-versed in different strategies and different platforms, because I know that not all coaches are. And so that has allowed so much flexibility, and allowed for so much flexibility, and just for so much more room to grow and be strategic, because you do know, like, you're not limited to just Facebook or just LinkedIn or just Instagram. You have that experience with ads, with organic. And so it's a really nice bridge, because you know that if one strategy doesn't align, or if it's kind of, if, you know, you're not getting the results, you have the experience and the expertise to guide us through another strategy. So you're very proactive about that. And so that's another one of the really wonderful standout things about you.
Yay, thank you. And
You're
you know what?
welcome.
I've had a lot of clients say that. And I've had a lot of them say, like, you know, I took this one course, they showed me this one way to do things, and it just didn't really work with me. And I took a course with you, and you just showed me like 5 different ways to do things. And then it was just like, wow, it's a breath of fresh air, because then you no longer have to be like, well, you know, I just couldn't do it. Like, no, you have all of the tools that you need.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful. And just in general, just thank you so much for everything. I mean, I feel like you've really given me like my confidence back, and like my happiness back. So I feel like I said to this to you a couple weeks ago, but I feel like I just now like constantly have like pop rocks in my chest, because I'm so happy and excited about my business and my life and just everything that's happening. And so much of that, I just am so grateful for you. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm so excited for you for all of that. One last question here from Cynthia. Tell us a bit more about your biggest month in business and how Sarah Support helped you to get there. Ooh. So what were the things that we need to do?
So my biggest month is, I have my spreadsheet here because I was like, I'm never gonna remember all of these. So my biggest month was in January of 2021 so far. And actually, no, sorry, it was in June of 2020. And then second up, but we were working together in last June. And so last May, June, and then again this January. And July is April is on track to exceed all of those. So I would say the strategies and Sarah's support has really helped, because we've reviewed the strategies, we've gone through the 8 pillars of my business and really narrowed in on where the gaps are and where we can kind of kick things into higher gear. And so we've been doing that. And like, for example, we reviewed some of that at the end of March, and then put these new strategies or upgraded strategies in place for April. And my month is already going insane. I have 5 sales calls this week. And I know, like, I'm on call after call after call. And I'm really confident getting onto those calls because Sarah and I, like, we've gone through my discovery call. So I just feel like Sarah's been able to really objectively and strategically look at my personality and help me find ways to go through my business that still highlight who I am and let people connect with me, but bring in some of those strategic pieces so that I can, be getting on more calls and closing more clients. So it really, honestly, like, the confidence has been huge for me. I mean, having a plan, knowing what I'm doing. I like a good, like, solid, I like a plan, but I'm not great at making my own plan. So, like, having Sarah being like, no, okay, we're doing this, it's been really, really helpful. And my God, she can name a program like nobody's business. Like, I cannot name things.
Amazing. I can't wait to hear. Like, I'm sure that we'll get something else going for your biggest month ever in April. I'm super, super excited for you. So my phone's about to be at 10% battery, but if you guys have enjoyed this interview, feel free to ask Lindsay any questions that you need. If you want to finally sign on higher paying clients, really feel like you're in flow with your business, and hit 6 figures in your business, the Rapid Expansion Method is open for 1 more week. So you can click on that link that I have down below if you want. But if you want to just kind of talk to me about it, feel free to send me a DM and we can chat about it as well. All right. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for being here. Thank you, everyone else. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.